Yes. SELENA Gomez quits Hillsong Church. Yes, following the cheating scandal of embattled pastor Carl Lentz of the Hillsong Church, New York, American singer SELENA Gomez has parted ways with the church. According to an inside source, SELENA Gomez had become bitterly disillusioned with the church after the pastor's affair with designer Ranin Karim became a public affair. The source states, and I quote, "She has a close relationship with God, and she believes this is not how God wants us to operate. She is disillusioned." The singer, who is a former girlfriend of Carl Lentz's one-time BFF, Justin Bieber, is said to have adored Carl at one point in time, but doesn't want anything to do with Hillsong anymore. Other factors that contributed to her leaving include her 2018 split with member Justin Bieber and her weakened relationship with church founder Brian Houston, who let go of Pastor Lentz and his wife Laura in November after the infidelity scandal. Okay, so
love this.
Because Oji was like, I know you want to weigh in on this one because you
people,
love Hillsong.
People.
So I mean, anyone who knows me knows that I love Hillsong.
Yes.
But like I love the Hillsong, the music arm of Hillsong, so Hillsong Worship United and all that. But also, you know, I've been able to attend some of their services in one of their branches.
Yes, he did.
And yes, so he's not the senior pastor of the entire Hillsong. Yes, I want to correct because a lot of Nigerians love Hillsong, and so that they will not faint. So let me just break it down before you pass out. Wait, so this is the pastor of the, or this was the pastor of the New York branch, okay? And yes, he came on social media and he said, you know, he's stepping away. He was unfaithful in his marriage and all that. And people were like, what's going on? The juice. But people were supportive in the comment section. After a while, when news now surfaced online that it was because he had cheated on his wife, he had an affair with this girl, days later, news would come and everything. Sha closed his comments page. Anyway, SELENA Gomez, Justin Bieber, Vanessa Hudgens, some celebrities like that, they attended his church.
Yes.
He was very tight with
Justin Bieber,
yes.
especially.
And so SELENA has left. And Oji, what is your problem with that? Okay,
Honestly,
yes. So he cheated, yes. But faithful in his marriage, yes. He said it. We all know. So what are you doing?
You know what? I kept thinking about why does it seem like I'm tending to be an apologist in this issue? Is it because he's foreign? Is it because it's Hillsong?
Yes.
But I actually don't think so, because I had to actually check myself, because we know when this situation happened in Nigeria with Pastor Biodo Fatayimbo, for instance, we know how everybody was in on the issue that he should step down. And I think the difference in these scenarios is that one person was unfaithful, came out to publicly talk about it, he stepped down, he's undergoing treatments. He's undergoing treatments in a therapy facility for depression, pastoral burnout, and all other things like that. Now, obviously, it's wrong for him to have done what he did. I'm not saying that he should have cheated on his wife. But I like the fact that there is some sort of accountability for it. You don't think there is?
You see them? You see them? I'm just here.
So initially, when I first saw his post, the first thing I said was, pastors from a certain country will not do this. They will not do Nigeria. So, so I had said that when I saw it, and then later the days would come, and we would then see that actually it was because it was already known that he cheated. So it was almost sort of, it was encouraged. Yes. So he was fired. I thought he stepped down on his own. Apparently he was fired. And then, so I guess he now decided to post about it because people who were in the church circle already knew. But I still thought it was...
That changes perspective.
Yes, but I still thought it was interesting that he came out to say, look, for anybody wondering, this is really what happened though.
Yeah.
And I mean, that is still some sort of accountability.
So was SELENA Gomez planning on leaving, or it's just...
People have
because
said,
you know, after the breakup with
Justin Bieber,
she was still there. She still even sang in church and all that.
Yeah.
But I guess it was hard for her to stay after everything. But she still was like, you know what, I've built a bond with these guys. And then he now did this, and she's like, okay, even this person that I was still, holding on to, nah.
The only thing I don't agree with SELENA on is the part where she said this is not how God operates and she's a Christian. I don't know if I'm taking it out of context, but we also have to also not be self-righteous in this kind of thing. She's doing it from a self-righteous point of view. Then I don't think it's about...
Leader, by the way.
That's a what?
He's a spiritual leader.
He's a spiritual leader, and that's quite all right. And it's good for you to have a personal relationship with God. But also, don't look at it and be like, oh, this is what a Christian should do, and this is what a Christian should not do, because that's also not the way God operates. So I just feel like we should leave God to judge.
I do think...
Yeah, Sister Foladele.
No, but that's the truth of the matter.
I get what
he
you're
messed
saying.
up, but we don't have to be like, oh, you messed up, and that's not how God operates, so I'm leaving you right now. What is godly about that?
In a few weeks, when a pastor in this side of the world does it, I'll remind you of this conversation.
Which is why I said I had to think about it.
Yeah,
I'll talking about the accountability. He's not in the job. He's not preaching anymore, and he's doing therapy.
There's a recent one now.
I'll remind you. Yes, yes. I'll remind you about the part where he said that, that's not how God operates, that whole conversation,
Yes.
I'll remind you about this, that I hope you will be as, you know, we're not
I hope so
perfect.
too.
Okay.
No. No, I'm not saying
That's
I'm not
perfect.
perfect. Again, it's not me justifying the action.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
It's me saying that don't play judge in a situation,
Yeah.
especially when he has been judged.
We all do that.
It's hard,
Yeah.
we do that because we hold spiritual leaders to a higher level, to a higher level of standard.
Yeah.
So I think
True-
that's where it
true
comes
that.
from.
True
But
that.
I think it's also a lesson, perhaps for her. Again, we don't know the proper context, but for anyone out there who is like, oh my gosh, my life is over. I mean, if you're religious, then focus on the head of your religion. So whatever God you serve, let that be your focus, as opposed to
Not
the
the
people.
man.
Because as long as people are in human form, they
Flesh.
will disappoint you,
True,
and that
true,
is important
true,
to remember.
true.
Yes, on that disappointing note.
Wow.
I apologize for that.
Okay.
On that disappointment, we shall not disappoint you.
Yeah.
We don't disappoint here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go on a break, and when we come back, it's time for Women Crush Wednesday. Let's go.